めっちゃいい天気や。
이번 정류소는 은석교 사거리입니다. 다음 정류소는 이채 쇼핑몰입니다.
There's a garden growing under my head, full of weeds and things left untended. 'Cause I don't know how to talk to you. There's a thorn that's poking at the top of my spine with the words I'm aching. You got my heart. I took a cup to realize all the power that you got over me. Why can't you see? This is I wouldn't want you to know. Let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways when everything stays.
宿のお姉さんにご飯のおすすめ聞いたらいっぱい教えてくれて、ちょっと歩いて10分ぐらいのところに有名な豆腐のお店があるらしいんで行ってみます。では今から宿に戻ります。ほんまに静か。
보온부가 해제됩니다.
うん。